Hi everyone. Here we are going to discuss about the iterator interface, which is built-in interface in Java programming. In Java programming, we are having the collections to store the objects as a group. We have seen different collections like a list interface and set interface and map interface. So when we are implementing this list and set and map interfaces, we are going to use classes like array list to implement the list interface, then hash set to implement set interface, like that hash map to implement map interface. So when we are implementing these interfaces, we will create the objects. Those objects variables going to store the elements in these variables, by using its corresponding structure. So after storing the elements in the structure, then user wants to access those elements which are stored in this class structures. So for that, we are going to use iterator interface to access those elements one by one. For example, here array list is created with size n. Here the elements are stored in its index. Suppose the user wants to access this elements, then we need some control. The control will access the first element. Then after accessing that first element, if it wants to move further, then we need a control in the Java programming. That control is called here Java cursor, which is an iterator which is used to iterating or traversing the control from one element to another element. At the same time, it will retrieve the elements which are stored in collection as a group of objects. At that time, it will move the cursor one by one to access those elements in the forward directions only. It will not come in the backward direction. Here the Java cursor is given, which is having three different interfaces: enumerated interface, iterator interface, and list iterator interface, which are developed with respect to different versions of Java APIs. Here, to move the cursor in both directions, forward and backward directions, we can use the new interface which is developed during the Java 1.2 API version. That interface is called list iterator interface. It will move the cursor in forward direction, at the same time in the backward direction. Here, this diagram is indicating the iterator interface, which is defined here. The iterator interface will return the elements by iterating one by one by using these methods: next method, hasNext method for each remaining, and remove method. So the interface iterator is used to iterate the elements one by one. At the same time, it will read the element, and also it can do the remove operation by using these iterator methods. Here methods are given, and at the same time the iterator can be used inside the while loop here perfectly. For example, here the iterator object can be created by calling the iterator method which is present in any one of the collection interface. For example, here you look at that I am having the object. This object is created by using any one of the collections which is given here. For example, array list is created here. This array list is having the object variable obj. For example, obj new, then array list, then some data type, wrapper class data type. Then here we are having the constructor. Okay, so this is semicolon, right? So here we can add some elements inside the object. Those are the elements given here. So these elements are going to be referenced by this itr. This itr is object to the iterator interface, right? So this is just making the reference of the collection, any one of the collection which is stored the structure in the obj variable. That structure is going to be iterated to access the elements which are available in this obj. So for iterating those elements, we are going to use the itr as a reference variable here to refer the values which are available in the collection obj. Now here, which is which is the object itr, which is used to iterating the elements over another object, as I explained in this step. Now we are going to see what are the methods available in iterator interface. hasNext, that is one of the method, and next is another method. hasNext is return true here whenever the iterator variable itr has the elements. Okay, if itr element, a reference variable, is not having any elements, then it will return false inside the while loop condition. Here we will have itr dot has next. So in this place it will return true or false based upon the elements existing or elements are not available. Then next is the method which is returning current element and moving the cursor to next element. For example, if you have the elements like this in array, right, array is stored here like this. Now itr is having the control in this first element, then it will return the element 0, then moving the cursor to next element. Likewise here remove is the method. The remove method is used to delete the last element which is returned by iterator, which is used in the enhanced for loop also from the Java version 8 onwards. The program is given here. The list is implemented by using ArrayList class. Here the ArrayList is one of the Java collection which is creating the object variable al. Inside that we can store any number of elements by using add method. Here in this example I am adding Shai as one of the element inside the array list. So here, as per this statement, Sai will be stored here, okay, in the array list. So now when you are storing the value, here Sai is stored. Then here, as per this statement, I am going to define the iterator object. So for defining iterator object, I am using itr variable. This is the referencing object variable. This is referencing the values which are available in the array list object. Then that object is going to use iterator method to move the cursor from one element, right, then which is returning the current element and moving to the next element, like that. So here the values available in al, which is referenced by using the itr object. Then inside the while loop, as per this procedure, the while loop is using hasNext method. The first method, hasNext method, which is returning true if iterator having any elements. Yes, as of now iterator is having the elements. So here iterator is checking the elements are available or not by using hasNext method. Yes, available. If it is available, then moving inside the while loop. Inside the while loop we are having single statement system.out.println, then which is printing the current element. Okay, returning the current element. itr is returning the current element, right, itr dot next. So now current element is Sai, which is printing now. After printing that, which is moving the cursor to next element. So which is moving the cursor to next element in this moment. Then here the element is printed at the same time, which is accessing. And next you look at that, there is no elements in the array list, right. So now it is checking again, going back to the while condition. So there is no elements. If it is having elements, it will return true, but here no elements. So there is no elements, then it will return false in this location. So if it is returning false, it will come out of the while loop. So there is no elements in the sense, then it will exit the while loop. So in this way the iterator is working inside the any one of the collections to move the cursor from one element to another element at the same time, which is printing the values, current values, and moving to the next value, right, at the each iteration of this while loop. Now we are going to see the example, right, to read the elements and delete the elements using the iterator interface. I am creating the collection, java collection here, array list. I am creating to implement the list interface. Then I am adding three elements, Shai, Srinivas, Pavan. So array is created. Inside the array we have created Shai, Srinivas, and Pavan. So three elements are created. Then now I am going to create, yeah, this is created here. Then now I am going to create the itr object, which is referencing the object which is created by using array list. Then we are going to call the method iterator to move the control, okay, from one element to another element. At the same time it will access the current element by using next method. So here at first stage control will be available on the 0th index. The now which is checking has next element or not. Yes, it is having element, it will return true. Then when it is returning true, it will get inside the while loop. It is printing the current element is Sai. Then which is moving to the next value, right, next index, right. After that again which is checking has next. Yes, it is having the element, then which is returning true. Then here inside the while loop which is returning the current element is Srinivas, and moving to the next element, right. So which is printing the current element and moving to the next element. Again while loop is checking the condition, any more elements. Yes, it is having element, it is returning true, getting inside the while loop. Then which is returning the current element is Pavan. Then again which is moving to next element, there is nothing available. So while it is checking the condition, there is no elements, it will return false. Then it will come out of the while loop. Now I am going to create one more reference variable I to refer the object al, which is having the list of elements as per the given structure, three elements. Now I am going to define the str is the string variable with a null value. Then I am checking I has next. Yes, as of this moment I is referencing the values which are stored in the array list. Now the I is having the reference to this variable, then which is checking the number of elements available in this one. Yes, which is having the element. Now it is returning true. Inside that I am uh, returning the value I is having the value Sai. Okay, you look at that. So this is the I is having the current cursor is denoting Sai first index. Then it is moving to next one, so which is returning the value as of this position. String is having the value Sai. Then control is moving to next element. At this position we are checking Sai is equals to uh, our passing argument is here Shai. Then both, if both are equal, then we are removing that element. So now the Shai is removing. Okay, the Shai is removing from the variable I is referencing the object al by iterating the elements one by one. So now it is removing the string which is matching here. After removing, we are printing that string. Okay, string is here Shai, that's what we have assigned here. Then that is removed, so that is removed here. Then we are applying break, so while loop will come out from the this execution. Then here again, now you see this is having the values I using this variable, right. Now it is having only two values as of this moment. So these two values are going to check I has next. Yes, which is having the element, then which is printing current element is denoting here Srinivas, which is printing here. Then moving the cursor to next index. Then now again while statement is checking, it has next element, right, that is the any more elements. Yes, pavan is there, then which is printing true, returning true. Then now I is having current element as of this moment. So now which is returning the pavan, then which is moving the control to next index. So next index is having null value. Again while loop is checking has next any more element, no, which is not having elements false, it will come out of the while loop. So based upon that we can observe that we can read the element by using the iterator interface, and also we can delete the element which is accessed at last. Okay, that element can be deleted by using the iterator interface. Thanks for watching.